Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Leesville, Louisiana, the home of the Wampus Cats, where Pineville High School has made the ride out Highway 28 West, arriving here in plenty of time to get warmed up to go against these Wampus Cats of Leesville. Both teams coming into the contest 2-1, and both teams looking to go to 3-1, but only one team will do that tonight. Good evening. This is Nathan Martin for the ride with you this evening for 446 Sports. And due to a contractual obligation that Leesville has with the NH or NFHS or whatever that is, we're not allowed to bring you the video tonight, but we are bringing you the audio only. So share this with a friend. Let someone know that Pineville High School Rebels are on the air. Again, Nathan Martin here with you, excited to bring this contest as I've driven out here with my son to take a look at this great field tonight. They call it the Wampa Dome, and it's a very nice facility, a double-decker set of stands on the home side for the press box. I'm down in the visitors booth, which I appreciate them giving me access to that. And they got a nice little set of visitor stands across. A lot of Pineville Rebel fans have made the trip down the road from Pineville here. It's about an hour from Pineville to the school by the time you get through traffic and whatnot. And the Rebels come into tonight's contest looking for their third win of the season after last week's thrilling victory over Tioga at Tioga, 39-36, with a winning field goal by Jocko Lee at the end of regulation with only 8 seconds to go. Actually, 11 seconds were on the clock. It took 3 seconds off. Pineville did have to kick off, but after the kickoff, laterals were unsuccessful. Pineville did indeed win the contest 39-36. We are here at Leesville tonight, where Leesville comes into the contest 2-1 as well, having lost their opener to Sam Houston 56-41. They went on to beat Tioga 49-32, and then last week upset or beat Manny 60-55. So averaging 55 points per game this year on their 3 opening games of the season. Only one game less than 50 points. They had 49 against Tioga 2 weeks ago. A lot of those yards and a lot of those points are marked up to Xavier Ford, number 24, one of the best that Leesville has ever had. He is a 2-time first-team Class 4A All-State selection, and he currently ranks second in career rushing for Leesville with 732 carries for 5,926 yards and 79 touchdowns, second only to Cecil Collins, who will be inducted into Leesville's Hall of Fame in about a month from now on Friday night, October the 25th. So ninth-year head coach Robert Causey, who has coached some of the other Ford family, says that Xavier Ford is one of the most exciting backs he's coached, and he ranks right up there with the top. Xavier wants to make his mark as the best running back in Leesville history, and he believes he can do that this season. He is rushing some big numbers all season long, averaging, well, I don't even know what the average is. It's just a bunch of yards. He's got 796 yards in 3 games. So you divide that, 8 divided by 3 is a whole bunch of yards for him, 265 average per week. He's got 15 touchdowns over these 3 games. That means he's averaging 5 touchdowns per game on 76 carries. And so those are the numbers that Xavier Ford brings in. Of course, Pineville has their very own 23, Aiden Tate, who set a high school record last week with 407 rushing yards. And those yards were impressive, every single one of them. And I want to make sure I repeat my apology from Wednesday night's Coach Bryant Bell show. I apologize to the listening public because at the end of last week's game, I was looking at the third quarter stats for Aiden Tate, and I said he had 288 yards. Jordan Meisner had texted that he had 400 yards, and I made the comment, I don't know where he's getting that number. I should have known because he's the one who keeps the number. Jordan Meisner does a phenomenal job with the stats, and my apology once again for this any hint of disparaging comment about him keeping those 400 yards. The only thing he was off, he actually had 407. Jordan went back and recalculated those, and I hope Jordan will keep me filled in with stats tonight as we look to see a big night again for Aiden Tate, number 23, who was our player of the week last week, and I'm sure he looks to repeat again this week. Of course, Hakeem Mix got some nice yardage with him last week, and he looks to also try to contribute this evening, along with the sophomore quarterback, number 10, Carter Smith, who's having a great season as a sophomore. Leesville Wampus Cats are about to come onto the field and bust through the big sign that says "Lights Out Rebels, it's our time to glow." One thing I'm not seeing tonight is the motorcycle alley, I guess, that we've heard that they often use, and that is not on display here tonight. We're about 7 minutes away from getting out there onto the field and tossing the coin as each team is on their side, on their side. Well, let me back up. The Rebels are on their sideline, and here come the Wampus Cats. You may hear in the background. They make their way to the near sideline. This stadium is somewhat different than many stadiums you'll see. It does not have a track around it, so where the players stand in that white box, as you see, that white box is only about 10 feet or so from the stands. So it's not uncommon for a player who's doing a sweep or an end around to run out of bounds and actually go into the fence in front of the stands on either side. Wampus Cats have taken the field. Rebels are ready to go. Captains for tonight's contest are going to be number 23, Aiden Tate, number 7, Lamarcus Thurs, number 2, Jacob Miranda, and number 77, Elias Sellers will be the 4 captains for your Pineville Rebels, who are in the visiting white jerseys with the dark black pants. And, of course, Leesville has opted for their all-black outfit. So I will tell you, for Leesville, we were not provided with a roster. I had to make one up from Max Preps, and I don't know if these numbers are going to be right. It looks like number 3, Deshaun McNeely, is one of the quarterbacks, along with DeAndre Herron, number 9, a senior defensive lineman, and number 77, and that's I'm not sure if that's got to be Renee Slover is who that is. So he's a senior as well. And so I got this roster off Max Preps, and many of their numbers were duplicated. So players are 2 different players with the same number, according to Max Preps. And so typically what I'm going to do is call out whichever the upperclassman is. Down on the field, Chuck Owens is Representative Chuck Owens is out here broadcasting for the local radio station, and he provides on-field coverage for them. He's a frequent caller into the KSYL local talkback show. Coin toss is in the air, and it appears that Leesville has won the toss, and they are discussing with the referee which direction they would like, or what is their decision. And the referee is now indicating to Pineville that they will be going right to left in front of me. The referee says that Leesville won the toss and has chosen to receive the ball. So Wampus Cats elect to receive to kick off this game here tonight. Jocko Lee will be making his way to the field for the kickoff, along with the special teams for the Rebels. Thank you for joining us tonight for this audio-only version of 446 Sports. Due to their contractual obligations, we're not able to bring you the video, but we can bring you audio, and hopefully you'll enjoy the play-by-play that I'm able to give to you. Kind of like the old radio days. I'm going to try to describe as vividly as I can what's happening on the field, and hopefully you can see it in your mind. Again, Rebels wearing white jerseys with black pants. Cats here, all black tops and black bottoms, black helmets, and a few black shoes down there as well. All right, Rebels are making their way onto the field. Jocko Lee, number 24, the kicker, will set up to kick from the 40-yard line. He brought his own ball onto the field. The referee said, no, I've got one for you. So where I'm at here in the stands, the Wampus Cat mascot has made his way right up to my window, and I just have to wave and say, go away. Back to receive for the Wampus Cats is number 21 and number 27. And so as I look at those numbers, it's going to be Joyner and Absher back to receive for the Wampus Cat. Check, that was 24, not 27. So 24, Xavier Ford near side. I should have known that. You'll be hearing me talking about Xavier Ford a lot, and I've got a feeling we're going to kick it away from him. He's lined up on the right. Jocko, kick it to the left. All right, there's the kick. It does go away from Ford. It's going to be fielded around the 16-yard line. Return to the middle of the field. Good block. Frees him out around this side. A little block in the back. No call. He's at the 40 to the 45. Knocked out of bounds at the 50 by Jocko Lee, who came over and made that little saving tackle. There were a few other Rebels there on the pursuit, but Leesville will take over right around midfield. In fact, the mark shows that he crossed midfield. He'll start at the 48-yard line to kick off their first drive of the season. 36 yards return. Wampus Cats first and 10. Ford in the backfield as the lone back, no quarterback. Ford calls for the ball. He's going to run it to the right-hand side. He gets a block, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. No, he's going to be knocked out of bounds after a very nice pickup. So no quarterback in the backfield. Leonard Ford picks up 15 yards. Xavier Ford picks up 15 yards, knocked out of bounds. I believe that may have been Thurs that knocked him out. So he gets down to the 34-yard line. Again, Ford, no, he is the quarterback. Runs to the right, same play, gets bunched up into the middle, and he's going to be brought down this time after a short gain by number 89, Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford gets there on that tackle after a 5-yard gain. And the LAC keys to the game that I didn't get a chance to give to you earlier, to not allow big plays, to take care of the ball, don't give any turnovers, and win on third downs. I'll return to those a little bit. Ford calls his fumble, ball's on the ground. He picks it back up, and it's going to be a very short gain as Ford shows his power, picking the ball up off the ground and picks up a yard. The ball was snapped into his hands. It bounced off his hands onto the ground. He was able to pick it back up. It'll make it 3rd and 4 after the 1-yard gain. Again, everybody's in tight. Ford, lone man in the backfield. He runs it to the right-hand side just like they did before. Good block is going to spring him out of bounds near the 20, enough for the first down. He picked up 9 yards and knocked out of bounds by LaMarcus Thurs. Again, one of the things Coach Bell said at the coaches show on Wednesday night was the need to contain him up front. You know, if he gets in the backfield, he's super dangerous. Now we have a quarterback in the game for the first time. That's number 15, Demir Davis is in, and Xavier's wide out to the right. Check that, number 16. Boom, he's going to Ford, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Leesville Wampus Cats. A 20-yard touchdown pass to number 24. And just like that, the Wampus Cats are up. It was all Ford all the time. Ford ran the play calling on every play except for that last play. He spread out to the right and was a wide out to the right. Received the pass from Trell Broom, their sophomore quarterback, just like we have a sophomore quarterback. A little confetti in the air at 10:40 to go. First score goes to the Wampus Cats. Extra point is in the air. There's a whistle. There's a flag on the far side. That looks like it could have been a defense. I'm not sure. I'm going to wait till I see. Referee comes back up and says, dead ball, false start against Leesville. So they'll knock them back 5 yards. I will say that the PAT looked really good. It was high. It was straight right down the middle. Pineville was trying to get a rush on that right side of the defensive line. Bringing the big rush was Jacob Miranda stretching out. Wasn't quite able to get there in time. Miranda is on one side, and you got let's see. I can't see who's on this side. DeLatte is attempting the PAT here in just a moment, number 43, Christian DeLatte. Here's the snap. And stretching out, Miranda almost got there, but not quite. PAT is good. 10-40. Rebels now trail 7-0 on the first score of the game, going to the Wampus Cats. So there's your score to open the contest, 7-0 here in the first quarter. We'll be right back right after this.
Are you considering cataract surgery and want to make the right choice for something as precious as your vision? At Wallace Eye Associates, we suggest you simply ask your local eye doctor. After all, more eye doctors across Cenla continue to recommend Wallace Eye Associates, and they have been for decades. When it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
Well, we welcome you back to Leesville, where the score now is 7-0. Leesville up by a touchdown. Quarterback Ford did a lot of it. Pick kick is off to the right-hand side. Ty Sanders gets it around the 15. He's got a nice opening on the left-hand side. He splits some defenders, cuts around one. We got a flag back in the backfield. He gets across, and horse collar brought down out of bounds. No call. Ty Sanders with a huge return to the 48-yard line, but a flag back at the 24 may negate that. We'll have to wait to see what the white hat says about that. Ty Sanders had a wide open lane with some great blocking, but instead they're going to call a block on the back against Pineville from the 24, which will negate a huge run, and Pineville will take over deep into their own territory at the 10:31 point of the first quarter. So they're marking the ball back from the spot of the foul, and that is going to bring it from the 24, which is where the flag was. And as they march that ball back, a 10-yard foul to the 14-yard line. So Pineville, instead of starting in the Rebels territory, will take over at their own 14-yard line. Carter Smith in the field with Aiden Tate behind him. Carter calls for the ball. Hands off to Tate. He's got a big block in front of him, and he runs around the left-hand side. Nice to see a pulling guard there as Brady McCann came across and pulled in front of him, and he picked up 2 yards on that carry. This time to the left. A lot of times he'll run to the right behind Cameron Perry, but that time he ran to the left. Snap is called. Back to pass, looking downfield. He's got a man, nobody there. Unfortunately, a zig instead of a zag. Intended receiver was Garrett Jackson, number 13. But the pass was incomplete. Jackson trying to figure out, does he need to get off the field? He does. Justin Rachel comes in to relieve him. It'll be 3rd and 8 as the Rebels continue this hurry-up offense, no-huddle NASCAR offense. 3rd and 8 from the 16-yard line. Carter Smith calling for the ball, low snap, hands it off to Aiden Tate, cuts it around to the right-hand side. He'll just get back 1 yard past the down marker, so it'll be 4th and 7, and the Rebels will be in a punting situation. So 3 and out for the Rebels on their first offense as they were probing this Leesville line to see if there were any openings there, and unfortunately unable to. The nice look downfield, but the pass, the intended receiver, cut to the inside, and the pass was more of a corner route. Here's the snap. It's bobbled, but it's successfully held on to. It's going to take a Pineville favorable roll down to the 43-yard line, and the Wampus Cats will take over at their own 43. Is where they will start their next possession. Rebels back on defense, and the Wampus Cats controlled a good chunk of the first quarter so far, and we have a referee just motioned Pineville ball, but it's not Pineville ball. It's actually Leesville ball. There is some confusion on the field. I do not know. I think they're going to make them kick it again. That's what they're going to do. No, that's not what they're going to do. Pineville Rebel offense is coming back onto the field. Well, some kind of penalty that I didn't see the call for gives the Rebels a first down at the 36-yard line. So scratch that little punt symbol I have there in my notes. Take that away. Rebels have 1st and 10 from the 36 after the Leesville penalty. Carter gets a jump. No call. The defender got back. Carter Smith calling for the ball again. Snaps his hands. Now he's going to fake handoff to Aiden Tate. He's rolling around to the right looking for somebody downfield. And it's going to be thrown as an interception. Number 4 came up with it. And the pick 6 to the house for Taj Jackson. Number 4. Taj Jackson gets a 42-yard touchdown return. And just like that, it's all of a sudden it's a 13-0 game with 9:06 to go so far here in this first quarter. We have a Rebel down on the far side. I cannot see who it is. He's being tended to very well by athletic trainer Ashley Holt, who is checking on him. As soon as I get a status, I'll let you know. It looks like Landon Grimes is the player who is now up and walks off under his own steam, does Landon Grimes. But the Rebels, we talked about one of the LAC. Hold on, referees are bringing them back again, and I do not know what the call is. I have to be honest with you, I have no clue what this call is. The ball is being placed at the 20. And the Rebel offense comes on again. So, look, I got to scratch off the pick 6. They still got 13 points on the scoreboard, but repeat the play. 1st and 10 from the 20, around the right-hand side, being tackled from behind. Aiden Tate could not get around the corner. McNeely got the stop on him there, and it'll be a 2nd and 10 for the Rebels. Quickly around the right-hand side again, same type play. This time it's going to be a 2-yard loss. Trying to run around that right-hand side behind Cameron Perry, but the defense was prepared for it. 3rd and 12 coming up. 3rd and 12, looking downfield. He's got a man. He throws it behind the intended receiver. He was intending to go to Garrett Jackson, but it flew behind him. It's 4th and 12. So I'm going to scratch that pick 6, thankfully. Score is still 7-0 here in the first quarter with 8:30 to go in the first quarter. The Rebels out to punt again. If you recall, on the last punt that the Rebels had, there was a penalty before the change of possession, which gave the Rebels the 1st and 10, from the 20. Snap is back. The punt is in the air. It's going to be a nice high bouncing around the 45-yard line, and it's going to be down at the 43 as it took a Leesville favorable bounce. So Wampus Cats will now take over with 8:22 to go in the contest. They did score, Leesville, in just about a minute and a half. Rebels have had the ball about 2 minutes, so time of possession should favor Pineville right now, but the scoreboard is 7-0 for the Rebels. All right, so Xavier Ford in the backfield. They do have the quarterback in for a change, Trell Broom. We mentioned he is a sophomore. He calls for the ball. He's going to hand it off. No, he's going to fake, dump it off to a little tight end screen on the left-hand side, and he gets up enough for the first down, giving 14, 12, 13 yards. We'll split the difference there. 13-yard pass on the little wide-out screen. It was a fake handoff to number 24, Ford, which froze everybody, and that gave the first down to the Wampus Cats. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. They will hand it off to Ford. He goes in the middle, gets stopped, and bounced outside. He'll be stopped after a short gain. Good penetration there by Miranda. picked up 1.5, maybe not quite 2 yards. So a very nice first stop for the Rebels here against Ford. The first time he's not gotten more than 6 or 8 yards per run. By himself now, Ford in the backfield, calls it. He moves around the right-hand side, got a nice bunch of blockers in front of him. He is going to bowl over 2 Rebels. He did send Tyler Knoll to the ground, who tried to grab him, and it ended up being getting some help behind him from some other Pineville Rebels who finally piled up on him, but it wasn't enough for a first down for the Wampus Cats, who now have 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. In the backfield, now the quarterback is back in, Bloom. He has Ford on his right-hand side, hands it. No, he's going to pass it here near side. They've got another screen. He's going to drop. There's a hole, and there's no call. I'm shocked at that no call, but a touchdown as the cannon for the Wampus Cats does go off. 14-yard touchdown pass from Broom to number 27. And as I look at that name over there, that is Absher. So that gives them 13-0 at 7:20, not 7:23. PAT is on its way and stretching out as Miranda can't get there. It's 14-0. That is your second score in a row for the Wampus Cats, who are now leading 14-0. And I'm gonna take a little quick break. Be right back right after this.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin, an idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Welcome back to Leesville High School, where the Wampus Cats lead 14-0 here in the first quarter. Rebels have only had 1 possession and unable to capitalize on that singular possession. Wampus Cats have had the ball twice and have scored twice. And so we're getting ready to set the kickoff. They're going to look like it's going to go near side. Ty Sanders once again at the 17. He's going to make a nice turn to the 30, get out to the 35. Nice move by Sanders, who gets out to the 43-yard line. No flag. I don't see a flag. Thank you very much. So a very nice return. Ty had a great return on the first kickoff, got across midfield to the 48, but called back for a offensive hold. This time he does make his way for the Rebels to give them better field position than the 14-yard line that they had. This time, with 7:15 to go in the first quarter, Rebels will take over at the 43. Carter in the backfield. This time, he's got Aiden Tate, but he passes it over far side to, looks like number 6 for the Rebels, Kamarian Phillips, and he's going to have enough for close to a first down. And it's going to be right at the first down marker. They're going to they say first down. They move the chains. Now hand it off straight ahead dive to Aiden Tate, and he's going to pick up about 5, maybe 6. So ball is at the 42-yard line. 5-yard pickup for Aiden Tate. Once again, hand to Tate. He moves past a diving defender, picks up the first down to the 36-yard line. Stop the clock just long enough to move the chains. This Rebel juggernaut is on its way. Carter looking for this opportunity to snap the ball, waiting for the referees to give him the go-ahead. They do. He's looking downfield, got Jackson, and almost intercepted, thrown over the head of Jackson. Jalen Tucker was there on the defense, but it went in and out of his hands. 2nd and 10. Jackson will come out. Coming in will be Kamarian Phillips and Justin Rashall. Extra ball being thrown out of bounds. Got 3 receivers near side, 1 to the top. Grimes by himself at the top. And the defender jumps, and it'll be an offsides against Leesville, I do believe. Nobody flinched on the Pineville side. So give them 5 more yards for the Rebels on the little free play there. And that's where, if you remember, we've talked about before. Well, I don't want to give away too many secrets, but the center is the one who calls the ball, not the quarterback. Doesn't matter if the quarterback snaps his hands or not. The center will decide when to snap. Carter calls for the ball. Low snap, picks it up. All the blocks were picked up. A great job of getting the ball. Landon Grimes on the right-hand side. He goes fast to first down. He's going to be pushed. He's 3 tacklers. It takes 3 men to bring him down at the 16-yard line. First down for Landon Grimes and these Rebels who are moving the ball, starting this drive back at their own 43. They're now inside the red zone for the Rebels. First down, handoff to Tate. Tate gets hit in the backfield, bounces off the shot, hurdles one defender, and picks up 5 yards on the run. Tate feeling his oats. The first possession, Rebels unable to capitalize, but in this possession, Tate's got 6 yards on that run. Turn around again. He's hitting the backfield, bounces off again. He's run the left-hand side. He's going to be brought down around the 12. So give him at the 10-yard line another 2-yard pickup. That'll make it 3rd and 2. And the referee is calling for a hydration timeout. Oh, my goodness. Just when the ball is rolling the way you like to, the Wampus Cats get a break with a hydration timeout at the 5:54 mark. Woo! I'll tell you what, I don't even want to go anywhere. What a great contest this has been so far. And I'm going to tell you, I appreciate the comments that the sound is good. This is a brand new technology for us here at 446 Sports. Well, let me back up. Brand new for me. Other parts of the 446 family have used this technology themselves. I believe the St. Mary's crew up in Natchitoches are using audio only. This is my first time to do this. And so as I am bringing you this contest here tonight, not able to bring you the video, but it's like the old-timey radio days where we can just let you know what's happening on the field. The Rebels trail 14-0, but are moving the ball very well after the kickoff return to the 43 set up by Ty Sanders. A great return for him of 20-plus yards. And now the Rebels set to get back on the field 3rd and 4 at the 10-yard line, just outside the 10. Near the 11. Carter Smith in the backfield with Aiden Tate. Got Grimes near side, 2 to the top. It's going to be Aiden Tate moving straight ahead. He'll be about a half yard short of the first down. So fourth and a long 1. Rebels get set quickly again. Now stand up, go for style, look for the call, back into the snap. It's going to be a handoff again. Aiden Tate presses forward into the line. I think he's got it. I think he's got the first down as we wait for the call from the referees. No indication yet, but the spot looks like it's at the 12, and he needed to get to the 12. It started, check that, he needed to get to the 7. I'll get it right here in a second. As we look to see on the 4th down call, will they bring in the chains? That's what it looks like they're going to do. They want to bring the chains in for a measurement. They're going. I believe he is right there. It just depends on where the spot went. Referee is out on the field with a little marker on the chain. They'll put it down right where it needs to be at the 15 is where the marker on the chain is. And then they'll stretch that puppy out and see, did Aiden Tate get the first down? Chain is being stretched, and it is. They're having to check it again. The referee says, put your hand back down again. And the referee looks at it. He asks him to stretch it. And it is, I'm telling you, folks, if this is not a first down, it is a hair. They're unchinking the chain. They're unchinking the chain. Oh, my goodness. So the Leesville Wampus Cats are saying that they got the ball, and they do. Turnover on downs at the 7. I think the unchinking of the chain is what caused the difference on that one. The unkinking of the chain. So turnover on downs. I got to make this note to myself. And that was at the 5:30 mark of the first quarter. Rebels started their own 43, got all the way down to the 7-yard line. And Leesville takes over their own 7-yard line, 1st and 10. Whoo! That was quite a drive for the Rebels, interrupted by the water break. Stretch snap to 24 forward. He's going to get hit in the backfield and fall forward for about a 3-yard run. We have a penalty marker down near side, the near side official. That's going to, well, actually 2 penalty markers down, 1 on each side of the field. It's going to be some type of line call as the referee. I don't know if they're using radios to discuss it. They're talking to Coach Bell to see what he wants. You know, if you can stop a guy after a 1-yard gain or a no-yard gain, do you Oh, they're going to take the 5-yard penalty, I do believe. So we have a false start against the offense. It will remain first down when they mark off the 5 instead of at the 7. Well, it's going to be half the distance. So it's going to go to the 3.5-yard mark. So half the distance, 1st and 13.5. How about that? Again, in the backfield, it's going to be Ford by himself. He's in the end zone. A poor snap could be a touchdown for the Rebels. Man in motion from the right-hand side. Brings a heavy stack to the right side of the offensive line. Running behind that heavy snap, Ford now cuts back inside, and he's going to be stood up and brought down at the 10. So he gets about 5 yards, but it's going to make it 2nd and 8. He got out to the 10-yard line. Ford running behind. They mark everybody to the right-hand side of the offensive line. So now there's 2 wideouts to the right. Quarterback Bloom is back in there with Xavier Ford, the running back, who they have direct snapped to much of this contest. 1 receiver up at the top on the far side, 2 receivers at the bottom. I hope we get another coverage over here. I don't see anybody covering the wideout man near side. He's looking downfield, and he's got a wide open receiver, but it's going to be overthrown. And I will say Pineville was fortunate that time because we really did not have anybody covering the left-hand side. Both of our receivers were kind of hedging to the inside looking for that run. And that's going to end up being a 3rd down, 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 for the Wampus Cats. And Pineville makes a quick change, bringing in a different defensive package. And they have time to do so, even though Wampus Cats typically are running a faster-paced offense. All right, 3 receivers near side for the Wampus Cats, 1 to the top. We want to make sure we got some coverage back here on the bottom side. Xavier Ford moves to the right-hand side. They fake the pass to him. It's going to be a pass downfield, and it's going to be incomplete in and out of the hands of 13, Michael Davis Jr. So the Wampus Cats will have their first decision, 4th and 8 from the 10-yard line. Not really a decision if you say so. Pineville Rebels defense stops the Wampus Cats deep in their own territory and should have decent field position. Ty Sanders back to receive around the 45-yard line at the near hash mark, which is where the ball is on the near side hash mark to us. Wampus Cats bring a late defender in. Miranda now, Jacob, on the left side instead of the right side where he is charged from it. We have a flag. I think that's going to be a delay of game, 5 yards or half the distance. So the play clock went down to 0. The referee saw that, threw the flag, reset it. Delay of game against Leesville is the call. Half the distance to the goal from the 9.5-yard line should put the ball at the 4.5-yard line. And they walk it back to right there. So now standing in his own end zone, the Leesville kicker, who looks to be number 42, or that's 43, Christian DeLapp, who's also he is a senior kicker and punter. Calls for the ball, high snap. He gets it, gets his foot. It's going to be a very high, short punt, and running away from it is Ty Sanders wisely. Rebels will take over at the Leesville 31-yard line with 4:07 to go in the first quarter. We are still in the first quarter. Score is 14-0 Leesville, but the last drive by the Rebels started at their 43 and got down inside the red zone, turnover on downs at the 10. Then the Pineville defense held the Leesville Wampus Cats unable to make a first down. It was 3 and out. Now the referee has to get back far the other way behind the Rebels, who will take over at the Leesville 31-yard line. Carter Smith in the field. He's got behind him Aiden Tate, receivers 3 at the top, 1 at the bottom, Justin Rachel, Kilmarian, and Grimes at the top. He's looking that way. It's going to be a little screen out to Justin Rachel, who's trying to split a defender. It's going to end up being a short gain for Justin Rachel. 3 receivers at the top, and he stepped back, got the ball, and then came forward for a 1-yard gain. Garrett Jackson at the bottom, 2 at the top. We've got A handoff to Aiden Tate. He's getting hit in the backfield, but he steps through it and drives himself forward down to around the 26-yard line. So a 4-yard gain for Tate will bring up a 3rd and 5. Once again, Jackson near side, same play. Everybody lined up. The handoff to Tate on the right-hand side, and he bounces out for another 2-yard pickup down to the 24-yard. So it's going to be 4th and 3. And keep running the ball is what the Rebels say. Fake the run. Now running around to the right-hand side. He's got a man in the end zone to Grimes. Touchdown, Rebels! Boom! Here comes the boom for the Rebels on the 26-yard touchdown from Carter Smith to Landon Grimes. I'm going to say 23-yard touchdown to number 4, Landon Grimes. That gets Rebels on the scoreboard for the first time with 3:07 to go in the first quarter. Whew. Jocko Lee back to kick the extra point. There's a snap. Ball is up. It's a little bit to the right and a little bit too much to the right. So just like that, the Rebels are on the scoreboard, but it's 14-6. And let me take a break and let my breath get back to me along with my voice. I'll be right back right after this.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Welcome back. As they say, welcome back to Leesville, where your Rebels are leading. No, they're not leading. They're trailing 14-6, but they get on the scoreboard for the first time in the first quarter. Jocko Lee will need to get a ball. Last time he came out and the referee had a ball for him. This time he comes out without a ball, and the referee says, where's the ball? So they get a ball into him. 3:07 left in the first quarter. Rebels trail 14-6, but a very nice production there as they did get a stop against Mr. Ford, number 24, averaging 265 yards a game. Got the stop and got the score. Jocko now moves forward. He's going to get a foot into it. Nicely done. And we have a whistle, maybe an offsides against the Rebels from the position of the flag. That's exactly what the call will be. So Rebels will mark it back 5 yards and kick it again. Jocko got a nice foot into it. Would have been received down around the 10-yard line. But instead, mark off 5, and let's do it one more time. Well, to recap the scoring for you here in the first quarter, getting on the board first, it was Leesville with a 20-yard touchdown pass to Ford, who had had direct snaps every play up until that play. Then Bloom came in at quarterback. Ford went out to the far right-hand side and picked up the touchdown pass. And then there was a 14-yard touchdown pass at 7:23 to go that put them up 14-0. But then the Rebels came back and scored after a short drive, having had a good return, or not much of a return, or not much of a kick. There's the Jocko Lee kick. It's going to be fielded at the 27-yard line, picking his way forward and trying to avoid a tackler. Getting up to the 48 that's number 32 for the Wampus Cats, Julius Javion Dixon. And so, as I mentioned, they've got a lot of numbers are assigned to 2 players. So I've got to figure out and listen to the announcer to say who is who. All right, Wampus Cats take over at their 47-yard line with 2:59 to go. Straight ahead dive to Ford, and Ford break through the line. He's going to the backfield. He knocks off, stiff arms one man. He will be into the end zone. It will be a 53-yard touchdown run for Xavier Ford. There's the big play you didn't want to get. Once he got into the backfield, he is so dangerous. He stiff-armed the linebacker and the safeties, and nobody was going to bring him down. Coach Bell said we've got to stop him. He's going to get some yards, but he just railed off 53 that time. And a nice run for Mr. Ford. Congratulations to him. At the 2:49 mark now, that took off 10 seconds? Sure did. PAT is up and no good, no good. So the score 20-6. And I'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back. 20-6, Wampus Cats lead. Will kick off here, still in the first quarter. There's the kickoff. It's going to be the 47-yard line. 3rd and 9 from the 47. Back to pass. It's going to be a screen to Mix. He's got a great block. He's at the 40, to the 40, 35, down to the 30, inside the 34. Hakeem Mix. Great run for this little speedster. And he gets down to the 30, a 14-yard pickup. Carter Smith calls for the ball, trying to get this defense tired. Once again, give it to Hakeem, who gets this time called in the backfield and stood up for a 2-yard loss. And a flag on the far side, literally on the very far side. I'm talking about like right at the sideline. I don't know if that's going to be a sideline. I bet it's going to be a sideline against Pineville. It's exactly what it is, a sideline penalty. No warning given, a sideline penalty against Pineville. Well, they picked up the flag and said, we're just going to warn you this time. 2nd and 12 coming up for the Rebels. Thank you for the warning, officer. Landon Grimes comes near side. He's down here with Justin Rachel and Garrett Jackson over on the far side. One receiver in the backfield mix. It's going to be a quick out to Justin Rachel. Cuts to the inside and able to gain 1. So only a 1 yard gain on a quick slant from the left. I mentioned the receiver on the far side. That is Xavier Cochran, I should say. First time I've seen him. Landon Grimes down the slot on the right-hand side. Rebels stop and look to the side. Got Justin Rachel inside. Got Garrett Jackson here on the near side to me. So Cochran, Grimes, Rachel, and Jackson. Here comes the blitz. It's picked up. Noah moving to the right-hand side. He gets loose of the ball and incomplete at the 25-yard line. Brings up a 4th and 11 for the Rebels at the 31-yard line. Probably too much for a Jocko Lee field goal attempt. And maybe no choice to kick here. Coming up on 36 seconds to let go in the first quarter, Rebels are going to go for it on 4th and 11. Looking far side for the call. Now for the ball. It's a slow snap. He's got it. He's looking downfield. There's going to should be a penalty, but nothing there as the receiver in position was Landon Grimes, but the defender just really had his back to the ball. No call. Turnover on downs. They're going to call it a pass breakup, but just hit him in the back. Leesville will take over at their own 31-yard line with 29 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's been a lot of scoring here. 26 points, 4 scores, 3 of them for Leesville in the first quarter. Whistle is blown. Bloom is in the backfield. Hey, look near side. Got 24 out on the end. Rebels has Tyler Null lined up on him, but he's giving him 10 yards. Have a timeout for Leesville. That will be their first charged timeout. So, first charged timeout of the first half is taken by Leesville, who's now looking at, again, 1st and 10 from their 31-yard line. I mentioned the LAC keys to the game earlier in this contest. Coach Brian Bell said no big plays. Take care of the ball. That is no turnovers. You've got to really be careful with ball security and win on 3rd downs. We have given up a big play on that big run, 53-yard touchdown run by Xavier Ford. But outside of that, Rebels have done well. They stopped Leesville, forced them to turn over on a 3 and out on a second to last possession. Hope to do it again. 1st and 10 coming up. 29 seconds to go in the first quarter. Second quarter will be exciting as they move right to left in the second quarter. And the offensive man jumps. I hate to do it to him, but actually I don't have a number 75. So good news for 75. I don't get to call your name because we don't have a 75. 5-yard penalty against the Wampus Cats. And the way he was jumping forward tells me it was a running play. Of course it was. Xavier Ford in the backfield by himself, no quarterback. I don't know if he can pass it or not. He might. Xavier Ford looking for the direct snap. He has it. He's going to run it to the left-hand side. He's going to be stood up by the Rebels, a host of Rebels. But let me tell you, Brady Baden stood him up for a 2-yard loss. And I wanted to give Brady Baden the lineman of the game last week. He almost got it. He's wanting to play for it this week. Brady Baden stood toe-to-toe with Xavier Ford and stopped him. Well, it's going to be a 1-yard loss, they say now. And that's the end of the first quarter. End of the first quarter, score 20-6. 20-6, the end of the first quarter score. And we'll be right back with the second quarter right after this.
I just haven't met you yet. I might have to wait, I'll never give up. I guess it's half timing and the other half's luck. Wherever you are, whenever it's right, you'll come out of nowhere and into my life. And I know that we can be so amazing. And baby,
welcome back. Welcome back to Leesville, where the Wampus Cats lead 20-6 at the end of the first quarter. Start of the second quarter will flip sides for these two teams. Rebels will now be going left to right in front of us, defending right now, 2nd and 11. I guess, thankfully, forgiving me for my faux pas last week. Thank you so much, Jordan. As we look at first downs for Leesville, has 7. And as we see him forcing his way forward, I don't know if they'd call him Model T or Power Stroke, but Xavier Ford definitely not.
Are you considering cataract surgery and want to make the right choice for something as precious as your vision? At Wallace Eye Associates, we suggest you simply ask your local eye doctor. After all, more eye doctors across Cenla continue to recommend Wallace Eye Associates, and they have been for decades. When it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
4th and 1 for the Rebels. Ball is exactly on the 50. Need 1 yard for the first down. Hakeem Mix in the backfield along with Carter Smith. Carter goes for the ball. He does hand off to Hakeem. He's going to be at the line. He bounces around. It depends on the spot where they put the ball, and we may be it's going to be, again, another chain measurement. It's got to be a chain measurement. Right foot on the line for the near judge. Far judge puts the ball down. They look back at the line, and they're going to measure. I think this is good, y'all. I'm closer to the line. If they put the chain on it, I believe he's got it. But the referee brings it near. I don't know why they're moving the ball that far. He's telling everybody to back up to let the chains come in. Ball is now with the nose at the 49. As I look at the marker on the far side, guys, this is another one. It just depends on if the links are straight or not. Oh, my goodness. While we're waiting for that, let me give you some sports scores. Tioga was up 21-8 at the start of the second, and they're think about this. 20-6, the score. The Rebels, though, with a nice little drive that started back at their own 9-yard line. They picked up 50 yards. It's a pass downfield. It's going to be, Landon Grimes ended up having to play defensive back. It was over his head, smartly turned around and put the tackle. The defensive back unable to come down with the ball. Landon Grimes playing defense, showing that he can put a hit on when needed. All right, we've got Justin Rachel, Garrett Jackson. Handoff straight ahead to Hakeem Mix, who's hitting in the backfield and falls forward for 1, holding on to the ball. So it'll be 3rd and 9 for the Rebels, who the momentum may have stopped a little bit. There's a long time for the chains to be put in place, and then a lot of back and forth, this side, that side, this side, that side with the ball. It's 3rd and 8 is the mark now. Hakeem Mix still in. We have a timeout Rebels call. That'll be their second of the first half. Second charge timeout for the Rebels, and we'll take one right here as well. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Thank you to our sponsors.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
All right, welcome back. 20-6. Leesville with the lead. Rebels with the ball here in the second quarter. We've got 7:41 to go. Rebels moving left to right, have come across midfield. This drive started at their own 9-yard line. Carter Smith calls for the ball. It's a low snap. He's back to pass. He has to avoid a rush. No, he cannot avoid it. Deep sack. That's going to be a 9-yard sack. 8-yard sack back to the 43-yard line. So 4th and 17 coming up. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage will certainly bring the Rebels into a kicking situation. I do believe that's going to be the opportunity here for the Rebels to try to flip the field, control a little bit of the field position. 2 receivers back for Leesville. There's the long snap, great snap, and a very good kick, low, angling. Oh, it stops and makes a Leesville bounce, and now a Pineville bounce. It'll be down around the 25-yard line. So the ball started at their own 9-yard line after the defensive stop. The Rebels now will turn the ball over or punt the ball, and the Wampus Cats will take over at their own 25 with 6:56 to go. Rebels stopped them, forced a fumble on the last possession, giving Rebels the ball at their own 9. Defense got to step up again. Man in motion. I see a flag on the near side. It maybe didn't get set. It was Ford, who's out of bounds after a 2-yard pickup, but a flag deep in the defensive backfield to me indicates that he may have seen a shift he didn't like. Commentary being made to the referee by the back judge. The referee will now come and face the home stands and let them know what the call is. It's against the Rebels. A 5-yard mark off against the Rebels, and I'm not sure what that call was against the Rebels. Apparently the the sports announcer here doesn't know either, or he would have said. Oh, they're giving him a 10-yard penalty. I don't get that one. Okay. Update for you. Menard tied 7-all at halftime. So those are some of the scores that are taking place for you around the 446 network. 6:49 to go here in this first half. Handoff to Ford straight ahead. He gets stood up and stopped after a short gain. Gain tackle. Ty Sanders in on that. Xavier Ford will pick up 2 yards. They said 3 on the PA. I think it's just 2. Gerald Roy in on that tackle as well. So the lineman getting some action along with Micah Roberts getting a hand on that as well. Linebacker. All right, Ty Sanders comes out near side in coverage right beside Bryant Dearborn, who did not play last week. They're going to hand off once again straight up the middle. No, he's kicking it outside and trying to go high and low. They're going to stop Ford after a 3-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 5. Give him 4 yards. And as I look, it's going to be a hydration timeout once again. So nobody gets charged for this one. You hear the PA announcer saying Jacob Miranda got in on that stop. It's a full timeout. We'll take one as well. We'll be back after this quick word from some more of our sponsors.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier. Transactions are getting safer. And you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use. Anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Welcome back to the audio-only version of Pineville High School at Leesville. And I'm looking at this graphic, and that graphic's not right. Am I on the St. Mary's stream? I don't know. I'm going to have to figure this out here in just a little bit. All right, Rebels on defense. Leesville with the ball. It's a snap, handoff on the sweep. No, straight ahead. Ty Sanders gets in the backfield. He shakes off the stop and then knocked out of bounds by Dearborn after a first down pickup. It looks to me like I'm on the wrong stream. We're going to take a check at that. Something has happened to our stream here, and looks like I'm streaming on the wrong channel, but we're going to try to fix that here in this next little break. First and 10 for the Leesville Wampus Cats. They have a man deep downfield and overthrow him. Incomplete pass that was intended downfield, would have been a touchdown strike, but just overthrown. 2nd and 10 from the 47-yard line. Rebels trail 20-6. Back on defense. One of the big plays for the Wampus Cats was a 53-yard touchdown run by Xavier Ford. Ford has 2 of the 3 touchdowns here tonight. They've got a big blocker in to the left-hand side. Bloom calls for the ball. He's going to hand it off to Ford. Ford comes around near side. Pursuit shakes an arm tackle, and he's going to have to try to step through Jacob Miranda, but he does get the first down. Miranda would not let go, but hit deep in the backfield. Clock continues to run at 5:40. First down for Leesville at the 33-yard line. All right, back in the backfield. Bloom has Ford on his left hip, calls for the ball, hands it off. No, he's going to pass it near side on a little bit of a wide receiver screen. 4 receivers, 4 Rebels in on the stop. Ty Sanders, the leading tackler, actually picked up about 3 yards on that play. 2nd and 7 coming up. We will have an adjustment here after the next break to see if we can get on the right channel. Hand off to Ford. Ford runs into his own backer trying to strike ahead, and he's going to be brought down from behind by Gerald Roy, the lineman. He got a hold of him and would not let him get more than about 1 yard. So the hole closed for Ford. Gerald Roy gets the solo tackle. 3rd and 5 coming up. No huddle offense. Clock continues to run. Hand off again to Ford and caught in the backfield, but bouncing off of it. Ty Sanders got him, but he shook that one. He gets down to the 26. He's going to be about 3 yards close, 3 yards short of the first down. 4th and 3 coming up at the 26-yard line. Now they're going to put the ball at the 25. 4th and 2. At the half, be looking for us to figure out some of this wrong channel that we're on. We'll figure that out at the halftime. Calling for the ball, faking the handoff. It's going to be a pass over the head of the intended receiver, Dalen Breck. So the Rebels force the turnover. Turnover on downs. Pineville will take over at their own 20. There's a flag on the field, though. And I think they're going to pick it up and wave it off. I think it just fell out of his pocket. So at their own 25-yard line, with 3:48 to go, Rebels take over. Huge stop right there. Turnover on downs. 1st and 10 from the 25. Handoff straight ahead. Aiden Tate's going to pick up 1. He had both hands on that ball, holding on to it, securing it. As one of the things Coach Bell said to us in the LAC, Louisiana Athletic center keys to the game: ball control, ball control, ball control. 2nd and 9, handoff again. No, it's going to be Carter holding on to the ball. He did not give it to Tate, little fake, and instead it's going to be a 3-yard loss. So 3rd and 12 coming up. A designed keeper, but the receiver or the defensive end on the other side was not faked. Leesville steps back into defensive pass option. Got Landon Grimes downfield. Landon Grimes loses the ball. He had to fight 3 Wampus defenders and almost came down with it, but the incomplete will stop the clock at 2:54, and the Rebels will have to punt. So a 3-and-out for the Rebels, who are trailing 20-6 here in this second quarter. 2:54 to go. As I look at some of the fans eating their hot dogs and nachos, I know they're enjoying that. Long snap is good. There is a great kick. It's going to be down around the 50 to the 45. It bounces to the 43-yard line. Not sure if it touched a Rebel player or not, but nice little punt there for the Rebels. Leesville will take over at their own 45-yard line with 2:46 to go in the second half. Hoping to get some more halftime scores or stats for you from Jordan Meisner, who's doing a phenomenal job of providing those. 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats from their 45. Bloom is in at quarterback, Ford in the backfield with him. They've done a lot of Wildcat earlier on, but this is back more the traditional handoff to Ford straight ahead on the right-hand side. And caught as he tried to get out around the right-hand side, Gerald Roy, but he slips out of Roy's grasp, picks up another 3, 4, make it 5 after the hit, 4 after the hit, but a 6-yard gain for Xavier Ford. Ford is everything we expected him to be, and he does get across midfield into Rebel territory. Wampus Cats looking to shake things up. They've got Ford by himself and a timeout called by Leesville. That'll be their second timeout of the first half. Both teams with 1 apiece. We're going to stay right here and give you some updates. Alexandria trails Opelousas 28-14. Well, if you're watching Rebels football here, I'm noticing that the graphic says Tigers and Manny Friday, September 27th. Obviously, that's the wrong graphic, and I'm not sure how to fix that. But the Rebels force a sack. Check that. Ford stop for a loss. Nice little 2-yard loss. Micah Roberts there on that stop. And the Rebels force a timeout. Wampus Cats will take their last timeout of the first half with 1:51 to go. They're looking at 3rd and 7. This Rebel defense has been really doing a yeoman's job here in this first half. They got at least 1 turnover on downs. They've got 1 fumble recovery. They've got a forced punt. Well, check that. They do have that. Yeah, they do have that forced punt there. So nice job by the defense here. 3rd and 7, big play coming up. I don't believe the Wampus Cats are 4-down territory. 1:51 to go in the second quarter. At the halftime, we'll give you some more stats and scores. I'm going to try to figure out how to get an updated graphic. I think I'm on the right channel, just the wrong graphic. All right, here's the snap. Handoff to – no, quarterback keeps the ball. He's going to be passing it near side, but he's going to be short of the first down. They need to mark it at the 46, and they do. It'll be 4th and 1. Ball is at the 46, 4th and 1, and Leesville, I believe, will go for it. Clock continues to run at 1:30. Pineville making a couple of quick substitutions. Gerald Roy checks out, checking in Jonathan Lemons. Now it's going to be the Wildcat and a timeout by the Rebels. So the Rebels take their last timeout, wanting to make sure they don't make a mistake and give up. Want to make sure they don't make a mistake and give up a first down. 4th and 1. Going to keep it right here. Clock's in 1:12. What a tremendous first half of action it has been for your Rebels. And as we consider the game that's been, the score is a little bit, 20-6. You got 3 scores for the Wampus Cats, only 1 for the Rebels, but really has been a back and forth game, barring that one huge run by Xavier Ford, 53-yard touchdown run. He's got 2 running touchdowns. No, I'm sorry. He has a receiving touchdown. If you remember on the very first play, the very first series, he ran Wildcat for about 6 plays, then lined up as a wide receiver and took the pass for Bloom from the 20-yard line for a touchdown, getting them up 7-0. That was at the 10:40 mark, so only a little ways into the contest. And then 2 series later, a 14-yard touchdown pass, and then that 53-yard touchdown run. All of their score points have been in the first quarter. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. The Rebels hold. The Rebels hold. The Rebels hold. Turnover on downs the second time in a row. Micah Roberts with the stop, along with Jacob Miranda, will give the Rebels the ball at their own 48-yard line. So with 1:08 to go, the Rebels have no timeouts. Carter calls for the ball, hands it off to Tate on the left-hand side. He's going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. And the Rebels have got to hurry. They're now under 60 seconds. Might try for a field goal just to get some points on the board if you get down far enough. Looking for the play from the sideline. Taking time at 50 seconds now left in the second quarter. Clock is rolling. They got the play. Smith Carter hands off to Tate. Now on the right-hand side, he's at cut the 45. He's going to be down to the 42. They're going to give him forward motion to the 42. Nice run there. A 9-yard run. They stop. No, they say it was enough for a first down. First down for the Rebels. Stop the clock. No, they're going to let the clock still running. All right, here we go. 30 seconds to go. Tate in the middle of the field. No timeouts. Gets down to the 37. 23 seconds. You may want to down the ball. It's a 5-yard pickup for Tate. 17 seconds. Snap the ball. Hand off to Tate. Left-hand side. There's a flag on the near side. And that's going to stop the clock with 9. They should stop the clock with. They should have stopped the clock with 11 seconds on the game. They let an additional 6 seconds run. It's down to 5 seconds. I think the referee will probably say something about that. Aiden Tate with the ball, but we have a flag near side, I believe, against the Rebels before that play. All right, they're going to put the clock back to 10 seconds. It's too far for a Jocko Lee field goal attempt. I don't know what the mark-off will be. These referees do have radios. They're talking to each other on radios. The marker's at the 41-yard line. Well short of where that last play culminated. They're trying to discuss amongst themselves what should the mark be. Referee looks up to the press box, says dead ball. Offsides against the defense. If that's the case and you stop it, That's going to be an automatic first down for the Rebels, but they ought to put some time back on the clock. 5-yard penalty. 3rd and 1, 10 seconds to go. You're going to have to throw it out of bounds or get out of bounds to get another play off with only 10 seconds to go. Play clock starts. No timeouts left for the Rebels. Carter Smith looking near to the sideline. Calls for the play now. He's back to pass, looking downfield. Got Kelmarian Phillips into the end zone. It's going to be a touch. No! He dropped the ball in the end zone. I thought it was going to be a touchdown. I was ready for the boom with 2 seconds to go. And Kelmarian Phillips, who ran a phenomenal route, had the ball in and out of his hands in the end zone. So the final play of the half coming up here with 2 seconds to go. Got time on the play clock to get the play that you want. You got Landon Grimes and Garrett Jackson near side. Aiden Tate goes over to get a little more information. Justin Rashall on the far side. 3 receivers, 2 at the bottom, 1 at the top. Got the blocking back. Low, ball's on the ground. Carter's got to pick it up and scramble. Time expires. He gets it down. There's going to be reception by Garrett Jackson, and he is brought down at the 25-yard line as time expires. Rebels moving the ball, but unable to score. Your halftime score, 20-6 at the half. Let me take a little time out and figure out what we got to do next to get this thing going, making sure the graphics are right. Thanks for joining us for Pineville Rebels Football on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Okay, we finally got the right graphic on the screen. I'm glad you guys have stuck with me through that. It is a halftime score of 20-6. I'm going to see if I can update that for you on your screen. Halftime score is 20-6, and that should be updated right now. There it is. The Rebels with a tremendous first half, a couple of wonderful defensive stops. I'm going to try to get you some stats here in just a little bit. But wonderful play here. I'm going to kind of give you some back and forth. The Leesville Wampus Cats, if you recall, won the snap and decided to receive. That means the Pineville Rebels will receive to start the second half. They did score on their opening drive that started at their own 20-yard line, but they drove the ball down. They started at their own 48, after a good return. And then so a 52-yard drive that took about a minute and 20 seconds off, culminated in a 20-yard touchdown pass to Xavier Smith, put them up 7-0. And then after Pineville Rebels unable to get any offense going on a 3-and-out, starting at their own 14-yard line after the penalty drove them back, had to punt the ball. And Leesville started at the Pineville Rebel 43-yard line with 8:22 to go. That culminated in a 14-yard touchdown pass to number 27, Dylan Absher. And just like that, the Wampus Cats were up 14-0. They did kick the ball off. Rebels started at their 43, drove down, and then turned the ball over on downs. On a little bit of a kinked chain, it looked like to me, with 5:30 to go. So Leesville starts at their own 7 after a great punt, and then they end up being 3-and-out. Pineville starts at the Leesville 31 at the 4:07 mark of the first quarter, and they end up with a 23-yard touchdown pass to Landon Grimes, but unfortunately the extra point was no good, so the score at that point was 14-6. On the very next possession, after a very nice return, Leesville started at their own 47-yard line, one play, 10 seconds, 53-yard touchdown run by Xavier Ford, put them up 20-6. So all the scoring was done in the first quarter. The second quarter, no scores. If you think about this, Leesville had the ball 3 times in the second quarter. They had a fumble, a turnover on downs, and a turnover on downs. Pineville had to punt, and then they ran out the clock trying to score. So that's what happened, and that's the scoring for you here in this contest so far. Sorry we had that wrong graphic up there for a while. I'm glad we were on the right stream. Thank all of you for joining us for this audio-only presentation of 446 Sports from Leesville. And I'm going to hopefully get some more stats for you from Jordan Meisner. So I'm looking forward to that. Here we go. Thank you, Jordan. Let me see if I can pull some of these up. Looks like Aiden Tate, he says, is now over 1,000 yards for the season. That's for one guy. So let's take that little break right now. I'm probably just going to put the mic out and let you hear the band play. And halftime score 20-6, the Rebels. And let me just let you be reminded of who these wonderful sponsors are that you want to thank for bringing you this contest here tonight. There you go right there. I'm going to take a break. Be right back in about 10 minutes. All right, we welcome you back to Leesville High School, home of the Wampus Cats. I'm not sure what a Wampus Cat is, but they put a Wampus on some folks. These Leesville Cats have definitely made their mark through the years with some phenomenal players and folks that make an impact, like Cecil the Diesel. You've heard of that young man, Cecil Collins. He will have his introduction to the Leesville Hall of Fame about a month from now at the home game on October 25th. But another young man here tonight, Xavier Ford, number 24. He's a little over 150 yards so far just in the first half, and we are going to see how the Rebels can respond. By the way, I just now able to see some of the comments, and I saw a few folks were having some sound issues, so I want to see if you'll let me know in the comments if you're on Facebook or on YouTube. Let us know if the sound is any better here in the second half. Trying to make some halftime adjustments. As grateful to be up here in the press box along with all the home folks here, and the coaches are up on the second level. We are about 2.5 minutes away from the second half kickoff, where your Rebels will be receiving the ball. Wampus Cats of Leesville won the toss and elected to receive to start the contest. That means the Rebels, who were charging towards the end zone at the end of the first half, just ran out of time, unable to score, but did a great job in the second quarter of shutting down the Leesville Cats, the Leesville Wampus Cats offense. Hey, thank you for the comments that the sound is better. I apologize. We have no video this week. We were told that there is a restriction on video streaming due to some contractual obligations. And so unfortunately, we were unable to bring our video equipment, but we're trying our best to bring you audio, kind of like the old-timey radio days, describing what we see. Nathan Martin here with you from the sideline, the press box. I'm around the 43-yard line. So I've got a pretty good line of sight. Pineville has traveled very well as I look across the field and see the center stands are just about full, and the auxiliary stands about half full. So very nice to see. A great crowd here tonight. The band has filled up their section. The cheerleaders and boosters filled up their section. Pineville traveling incredibly well. And, so just great to see such a good number of fans driving down Highway 28 West to support our Rebels together collectively. So as we look to start the second half, the first half, Mr. Ford. Questions if I can. Feel free. Okay, it says it lost sound again. I'm sorry about that. Let me know if you got sound back. Apparently, there's some finickiness about this new technology that we're using, and hopefully the sound is back. I'm also a little worried about the battery life on this phone. So got it plugged into auxiliary power. Thank you, Kimberly. Let me know the sound is back. I appreciate that very much, Randy. So, I really wish we could give you the video. It's a wonderful sight here to see your Rebels really standing up and moving the ball well and playing just, great defense. Coach Brian Bell in our Brian Bell show on Wednesday night at Cupido said that Ford's going to get his. You can't stop him. You just got to try to contain him. Fortunately, the Rebels have only let him get into the backfield once. He did score on a 53-yard touchdown romp, but outside of that, he's been contained by the line and the linebackers. Here comes the kickoff. It's a high, short kickoff. It's going to be fielded. Oh, it has the fall on it. LaMarcus Thurs had to – Hakeem Mix. Sorry about that. Hakeem Mix fell on the ball because the ball literally bounced in front of him and died. So the Rebels will take over at their own 25-yard line. to start this second half. So I'm trying to make little notes so I can keep track of that. 11:58, 2 seconds went by on the kickoff. All right, Garrett Jackson is near side. We've got Tate back in the game behind Carter Jackson. 2 receivers up at the top of the field, calling for the ball. Back to pass, and he's got a little protection. Now he's got to jump out of it. He throws it over to Tate on the scramble. Tate splits the defenders at the 35, brought down on a shoestring tackle at the 37. It's going to be enough for a first down on a busted play, and the Rebels quarterback is down after the big hit, but he is helped to his feet. And look, if you could see what just happened there, Landon Grimes and Aiden Tate ran. Check that. That was Garrett Jackson, and Tate ran back to help him up. Handoff. No, it's going to be a pass far side. It's in the slot. It's going to have another first down for the Rebels. And the Rebels are moving the ball very well. That was Phillips in the slot who got the ball first down. Got to move the chains down to the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Rebels. Start the play clock. It's going to be a handoff to Tate on the left-hand side, and he moves up to the 5, picking up 7, 8 hard yards. Aiden Tate just drives forward 7 yards. They give him on the pickup. 2nd and 3 coming up. Jackson and Phillips at the bottom. They're going to give it over to Phillips on a little bubble screen. He beats the man on the inside. Now gets taken down inside the 40 for a first down at the 38-yard line. So Kamarion Phillips picks up the first down for the Rebels, and the offense is purring on all cylinders here to start the second half. It's going to be a fake handoff. Now far side Phillips. He's got to beat a man, and he's not able to. That ball will be incomplete, they say. So no gain on that play, 2nd and 10. Phillips comes out. Justin Rochelle checks back in. Garrett Jackson near side. Also got Landon Grimes up at the top. Tate in the backfield along with Carter, who is go back to pass. He looks for a man somewhere to throw it to, needs to turn the corner, turns it upfield. He's going to be taken out of bounds, dives forward for an 8-yard gain, I do believe. A little slow to get up is Carter Smith, but what a heads-up play by Carter, who looks like he's holding his wrist, and he's going to come off, I believe. So they're going to check him out and bring in – who are we going to have checking in? We've got to have somebody, as Carter Smith is holding his wrist. We've got 20 seconds on the play clock. Looks like Tate's going to run the Wildcat. Slow things down. Justin Rochelle in the slot. Garrett Jackson at the bottom. Phillips at the top. Direct snap. Tate's going to keep the ball and drive forward. He'll be close to the first down, about a yard short. It'll be 4th and a long one. Tate in the Wildcat. We saw a little bit of that last week as Carter Smith is off the field. He was kind of holding that elbow, that wrist there, looking for the play from the sideline. It's 4th and 1, a big 4th down play. Tate calling for the ball. He's going to run it straight ahead, and I think he's got enough for the first down. The Rebels indicated, as do the referees, move the chains. Move the chains. Oh, man, what some heads-up playing for these Rebels here tonight. Another Rebel first down. Down to the 10-minute mark. Now the Hakeem Mix goes to the outside. We've got 5 receivers with Tate alone in the backfield. You got Grimes and Mix out to the left. You've got Jackson and Phillips and Justin Rochelle. Ball's on the ground. Ball is on the ground and picked up. Recovered by the Rebels, but it was a poor snap, unable to hold on to the ball, and it's going to be a big loss for the Rebels, about a 10-yard loss. It'll make it 2nd and 20. There's a little bit of a mental letdown as the ball was not as well snapped as Tate would have expected it. Now 2nd and 10. They're coming with a blitz. Tate drives straight ahead. He's going to break through into the secondary. He's going to dive forward and get back the 10 yards that were lost on the sack. It will now be 3rd and 10. So it was 1st and 10, 2nd and 20, now 3rd and 10. Clock at 9:07 and counting. Receivers into motion. Justin Rochelle goes to the center, turns around, comes back. Mix lines up behind Tate, who's playing Wildcat. calling for the ball. He's going to toss it to Mix. Mix cuts around the left-hand side, but he's cut down after a short 3-yard gain. It'll be 4th and 7 for the Rebels, and Jackson checks back in. Nice hand for, Carter Smith. Carter Smith comes back in on 4th and 7. 8:35 to go. Got to get 7 yards to complete the first down. Justin Rachel, Kamarian Phillips both now move to the left-hand side, leaving Garrett Jackson on the right by himself. Tate alone in the backfield with Carter Smith. Carter went off for a few plays, now calls for the ball. Back to pass. He's looking downfield. He's scrambling. He now finds Tate. He's got it to Tate, to the 10, to the 5. He's brought down at the 4-yard line. And a first down completion on 4th and 7 for the Rebels. And I'm sorry you can't hear because I'm doing all I can to yell. It's 1st and goal at they say he was brought down at the 6. So 1st and goal from the 6. Waiting for the ball, Carter hands it off to Tate, straight ahead, driving towards the end zone. Is he in? Raise your hand if you're sure. Touchdown, Rebels! Here comes the boom! There it is, folks. There is your touchdown in the third quarter, and I sure need to update that little graphic that you've got right there because we are in the third quarter, and I'm going to give you that score because now with that touchdown, the score is 12-20, and the PAT is on its way momentarily. Here comes the snap. Ball is down. The kick is up. It sure looks good where I'm at. It looks good where they're at. How about 20-13? Rebels strike here in the second. Oh, there's a penalty down. There is a penalty marker in the backfield. Looking for the referee to tell us who. Looks like he's come and talked to Coach Bell. It may be against Leesville, and maybe they'll put it on the kickoff is what I'm thinking will happen here. So what a great way to start.
Rebel scoring drive, 75 yards. Aiden Tate, a 6-yard touchdown run.
So 6-yard touchdown run
is good. 20-13.
For number 23, Aiden Tate, with 7:49 to go. We have a personal foul against Leesville. That will be marked off on the kick as the Rebels will kick off after that opening drive of the third quarter. So tremendous job there. All right, I just got notice Aiden Tate has passed 100 yards, 101 yards for Aiden Tate, who had 407 last week against Tioga, a high school record for Pineville. Aiden Tate with 101 yards here tonight. He's passed 1,000 for the season here in the fourth game of the season and adding to it. 7:49 to go in the third quarter. The Rebels have drawn within one score and will kick off to start here after their scoring drive and the penalty mark off.
Ford and Davis are deep for the Cats.
Ford and Davis back to return. So they're saying personal foul against Leesville will be marked off instead of from the 40. The kickoff will be 15 yards closer to the Wampus Cats backfield. It'll be kicked off from the 45-yard line of the Wampus Cats. Jocko Lee hopefully can get it into the end zone and prevent a return by Xavier Ford. From the 45-yard line, Wampus Cats have a lot of hands, people up close as if they're expecting an onside kick. And here goes it is an onside kick for the Rebels, and we have a flag. I think we're going to have an offside against the Rebels. Offside, I believe, is going to be the call against it was recovered by the Wampus Cats. Near side judge saw the offside instantly threw the flag. And won't hurt too bad because they're going to mark it off 5 yards and let the Rebels kick it again. Hey, why not try it? So this one from midfield, it'll be kicked at the 50.
Free kick.
Rebels gambled, nothing ventured, nothing lost, right? So went for the onside kick from the 45. If you recover it, you get great field possession. If you don't give up horrible field position. They would have had the ball around the 37-yard line. Jocko Lee back to kick off from the 50. Here comes the run up to the ball. It's going to be a low liner to the left-hand side, and it's going to be recovered. Pursuit being made from behind and brought down in the pursuit. Ty Sanders makes the stop at the 31-yard line. So that's where Leesville will take over at their own 31 with 7:41 to go in the third quarter. It'd be 1st and 10 from the 31. We have a consultation by the referees on the field. I don't see a flag, so I'm not sure what the purpose of the huddle is. $7:41 to go in the third quarter. Rebels trail 20-13, but they open up the third quarter with a very nice touchdown drive that started at their own 25-yard line, a 75-yard drive capped off by a touchdown run by Aiden Tate. And we have a personal foul against Leesville. Marks them back 15 yards. And so instead of being at the 37, it'll be at the 32. It'll be at the 17. 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Snap is back, give it to Ford. He's going to be hitting the backfield and gang tackled, brought down after a very short gain of maybe 2. And the Rebels certainly were prepared for that one. Ford picks up 2, but one of the smallest gains of the game for him. Clock running at 7:20 to go. Ford in the backfield with Bloom. Bloom calls for the ball, gives it to Ford going the right side. He cuts around the outside corner. He does get the corner, gets the tackle, gets the block, I should say, and ends up being gang tackled after about a 15-yard pickup. So Ford showing why he's such an explosive back. Once he gets around the corner, he was able to get past Gerald Roy, who had that left corner, and once he got past him, it was a 15-yard pickup. 7 minutes exactly on the clock here in the third quarter. Rebels trailing by 1 score. Both teams have missed 1 PAT, thus the 20-13 score. 1st and 10. Ball is at the 33-yard line of Leesville. Bloom calls for the ball. Hands off to Ford, straight ahead drive. He's going to be hitting the backfield. And no, it was a keeper. The diversion worked. How about a little face mask there? No call on the stiff arm. Jacob Miranda had him stopped. He got a hand. The runner had a handful of face masks, but no call. Knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line. So, nope. Hold on. Let me back up. There is a flag. There's a flag at the 38-yard line. So bring it all back. I was misdirected. There will be personal foul against the Wampus Cats. We're going to repeat 1st down, but we're going to take off. Actually, it was a hold against the Wampus Cats, so take off 10 yards from the spot of the foul. We'll bring them back to 1st and looks like about 16. A great misdirection job there, as it looked like Ford had the ball going on the right and Bloom kept it around the left. Almost picked up that 1st down, but that hold certainly helped him get those extra yards. 1st and 16. Bloom calls for the ball. Now he does give it to Ford on the left-hand side. Ford snucks back on the inside, and he is just still on his feet, weaving, bopping. It's taking 6 Rebels to bring him down. And that was a 20-yard pickup for Xavier Ford. In the last 10 of those, he had Rebels all over him. This is a massive running back, a huge running back. You have to take your hat off to Xavier Ford. 6:15 to go in the third quarter. Rebels trying to get a defensive stop. Handoff again to Ford. No, it's a keeper for Bloom around the left-hand side. He gets into the Rebel backfield, and he's brought down by Dearborn, but it's another first down. Rebels on their heels now as this offensive juggernaut of the Wampus Cats has been moving 2 first downs in a row, and it's going to be a 6-minute water timeout. We'll take it right here and be back after this with sponsorship by one of our great sponsors. Thank you, guys.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
The fifth quarter, First Baptist Church after the ball game today.
20-13 score in favor of the Wampus Cats of Leesville. But this particular drive, the Wampus Cats have been moving it. Rebels on their heels just a little bit. This defense has held, forced a couple of 4th down turnovers. But the Wampus Cats have fresh fire. Handoff this time, it is straight ahead to Ford. He's going to be brought down in the backfield by number 8, Brennan Davis.
Close to the 30.
And that's going to be about a 5-yard pickup for Xavier Ford. 2nd and 5 coming up. Great offensive production by the Rebels on their last drive. 75-yard drive resulted in a touchdown. Handoff to Ford again, and this offensive line just makes holes. He's busted through, and it's going to be a touchdown. Nobody within 10 yards. Once he hit that line, that 30-yard touchdown was nothing but his when he bounced off the block. Huge, huge run. 30-yard touchdown for the big back, number 24. Xavier Ford gets another one. So as we wait for the extra point to come up, it is currently 26-13. PAT coming up in just a moment. Calling for the ball. Ball is down. It is up. And it's good. And with that, it's a 27-13 game as that 70-yard drive is capped off by a 30-yard touchdown run by Xavier Ford. We'll be right back after another word from another great sponsor. Stick around. More Rebel football coming your way. Rebels set to receive. Xavier Ford passes 1,000 yards for the season on that run. 1,018 yards. Kickoff near side. Going to be fielded by number 6. He's got a seam up the middle, and he's still moving at the 45-yard line. Check out Kelmarian Phillips on the big return. He caught the ball at around the 15-yard line, picks up 30 on the return up to the 30 to the 45. So the Rebels will take over in good field position at their own 40. They're going to say the 44-yard line with 5:21 to go in the third quarter. So this is the Rebels' second possession of the third quarter. No scores in the second quarter, but each team has scored once here in the third quarter. Slow snap. Carter has to turn around, find somebody, gets it over far side to Phillips, who's hit as soon as he catches the ball, but it should be good for a 5-yard. They're going to say a 4-yard pickup. Phillips held that ball, and he was drilled. He was drilled, but he held on to the ball. Near side, Garrett Jackson at the bottom, Phillips. And straight ahead by Tate. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. Ball was on the ground. Ball was on the ground, but the Rebels looked like they did control the ball. I believe we have
Short
a
loss on
player
carry.
down for
Injury timeout.
I can't see it. We're being blocked. The Rebels has a player down. I'm not sure who that is. It might be Landon Grimes. I'm trying to check, but there's a referee right in front of me. And I can't see. I think he is who may have been who recovered the fumble. So it's going to be 3rd and 8 coming up after this little injury timeout, popping up to his feet. And I mean, in a big way, charging. That was Aiden Tate. Aiden Tate, who got his own fumble, goes to the sideline, trotting off under his own head of steam, showing no worse for the wear after that big hit. 3rd and 8 coming up. Rebels did score on their last possession. Now without Tate, has Hakeem Mix in the backfield. Back to pass, having to scramble, looking for some help, and being sacked for a big loss is Carter Smith, who is also a little bit slow to get up, and that's going to end up being a 7-yard loss. 4th and 15 coming up. So Brennan Davis will come on to punt for the Rebels. They'll have a couple of players back to try to return around the 30-yard line. Rebels unable to get any forward momentum on that particular drive. Nice snap. Brennan Davis with a kick, very high kick. It's going to be bouncing around the 32-yard line is where the Rebels will down the ball. So Leesville, who saw the Rebels come out in the 3rd quarter and score, then scored in return on their own on the big scamper by Xavier Ford, gets the stop, and they'll take over at their own 32-yard line with 3:31 to go in the 3rd quarter. Lots of whistles, lots of whistles. Let's see what the whistles are whistling about. Not sure if it's a clock reset situation. Okay, referee says, let's play ball. Start the play clock at 25. 3:40 to go on the game clock in the 3rd quarter. It's going to be handoff straight ahead, hit in the backfield, but then knocked off the ball. Ford just so hard to bring down, and he picks up about 5. Literally hit in the backfield, but just bounces off of those hits and continues to drive forward. I will give credit to his offensive line. They're able to make some openings as well. In the backfield, Ford behind Bloom, near side, 2 receivers. We don't have 2 defenders. We don't have 2 defenders over here. Okay, Ford keeps the ball, and Jacob Miranda at the bottom of the pile is going to participate in allowing only a 1-yard gain. So 3rd and 4 coming up. Jacob Miranda coming up to help make that stop, along with a couple of other backs. Thurs in on that, as well as Brennan Davis.
Stop. 3rd down.
Clock continues to roll. 2:45 in the 3rd quarter. Rebels trailing 28-13. Leesville has a back that's passed 1,000 yards for the season. They hand it to him. No, they're going to pass it near side on the bubble screen, and he will be brought down on a big hit by Bryant Dearborn. Bryant Dearborn on the solo tackle near side forces a 4th down decision for the Wampus Cats, and they're going to send their kicker in. So how about that 3 and out on the huge hit by Dearborn, who did not play last week, but comes in and has made a couple of huge stops here tonight. So grateful to have this senior defensive back in the contest with us this week. 4th and 4 coming up, but the Wampus Cats are set to kick. And we've got Ty Sanders back around the 35-yard line. He is electrifying. If he can get an angle, he will be gone. And we have a whistle and a flag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know what the flag is for. Oh, delay of game. I was counting our players. I thought we didn't have enough. We had too many players, but they took too much time. So it'll be 4th and 9. And Ty Sanders will mark up about 5 yards around the 41-yard line. All right, here's the snap. There's the punt. Ty's going to run back and seek to field it at the 35. He makes a move on the first defender. Now the second, the third. He gets around to the 37. So Ty Sanders getting back a few of those yards. Ball will be down for the Rebels to start their next drive after the 3 and out.
At the 37.
At their own 37-yard line with $1.25, a minute 25 to go in the third quarter. Rebels need 2 scores. They're down by 14 points, 27-13. 1st and 10. Carter Smith, the quarterback, seemed a little banged up earlier, but looks good right now. Calls for the ball. He's got Hakeem. He gives it to Hakeem. Hakeem slices and dices, and he gets about 6 yards. Give him 7. Oh, he's still on his feet. Give him 8 yards up to the 45-yard line. And look, that little pinball machine was binging all over the place. 2nd and 2 coming up. Low snap, gives it to Hakeem again. He's going to drive forward. He's got the first down, I do believe. If he doesn't have it, it sure is close. Forward momentum is going to be at around the 47-yard line. He's going to be maybe half a yard short. So 3rd and a half a yard.
Harry and Taylor.
Carter's calling for the ball. It's on the ground. He picks it up and throws it far side to Phillips. Phillips now knocked out of bounds just across midfield, but it's enough for the first down at the 49-yard line.
Josh Jackson.
Great job. It was a nice fake to Hakeem and a toss out to Phillips on the far side. Phillips now comes near side in the slot with Jackson at the bottom. Got Grimes up at the top. Carter's calling for the ball. Low snap again. He does give it to Hakeem. Hakeem's hit at the line and forces his way forward for about 4 yards down to the 45-yard line. Clock's at 26 and counting in the third quarter. Rebels and the Cats have both scored in the third quarter, 1 apiece. Phillips now goes far side with Grimes doubled up over there. Jackson at the bottom of the screen. It's going to be a pass far side to Phillips again. He sidesteps and he gets across into the first down territory, plus some. Give him 13 yards and a Rebel first down, as that could be the last play of the third quarter. No, they stopped the clock. He went out of bounds. So first down near the 30 at the 31-yard line. No, they start the clock. He calls for it. This will be the last play. Handoff to Mix. Mix picks up about 2, and that will end the third quarter. That will end the third quarter. And with a 27-13 score, but the Rebels on the move, and we will be back right after this timeout and a word from another phenomenal sponsor.
I just haven't met you yet. I might have to wait, I'll never give up. I guess it's half timing and the other half's luck. Wherever you are, whenever it's right, you'll come out of nowhere and into my life. And I know that we can be so amazing. And baby,
we welcome you back, where the Rebels start the fourth quarter trailing by 2 scores, but with the ball and moving well at the 29-yard line. Try to give an update to my fellow broadcasters out there. 27-13, the fourth quarter score. Rebels with the ball, 2nd and 8 coming up as the chain gang's trying to get into place. The referees whistle for a pause. Chain gang kind of slow to move right now. I think they're tired. Been moving up and down quite a bit. Everybody checking over to make sure the side chain is ready. They are. Referee says, let's play some ball. 12 minutes to go. It's the final quarter of the Leesville-Pineville game here in Leesville. Rebels look for the call from the right side. They get it. Handoff. No, it's going to be another pass to Phillips. Phillips shakes off one defender. We have a I think there's going to be a late hit on the quarterback. That's what it looks like to me. Is it was a completed pass with 6 yards gain, but as I look at the referee, he is going to say a personal foul on the quarterback, roughing the passer, give him 15 yards and a first down. And I'm going to tell you who's going to need an ice bath tomorrow. That's going to be number 10, Carter Smith. This sophomore has been banged up. He's holding that left wrist a little gingerly. Thankfully, he's right-handed, but give him the 15 yards and the first down for the Rebels. Will mark the ball down just near the 10 at the 11-yard line. They need to bring the rest of the chains down. There you go. It'll be at the 13, so first and goal from the 13. Rebels looking for the play from the sideline again. You've got Garrett Jackson at the bottom. Up the top, you've got Phillips and Grimes, and you got Hakeem Mix in the backfield. There's a snap. Give it to Mix. He's going to slice into the line and pick up 1 or 2, and then get knocked backwards. Well, they're going to say he just got those 2 that I mentioned to you, forward momentum. He was knocked back about 6 yards, but not only after he picked up 2, so 2nd and 8 coming up. Carter scrambling on the right-hand side. He throws into the end zone, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. Was shooting for Grimes. We have a flag near side on this side, Judge, nearest to me. And I think it's going to be against Pineville, and because he's talking to the Leesville coach, basically asking him, explaining you can decline the penalty and it's an incomplete pass, or you can take the penalty and give them a second down. Right now, it would be 3rd and 8. There's another conversation on the far side by 2 referees. One of the players has yellow shoes, and every time I see those yellow shoes, if he's not moving, I think it's a flag on the ground. Referee now comes midfield. He's talking on his radio. And he's kind of showing a decline, wanting to make sure that they get the call right. Comes all the way to Leesville head coach, who I believe tells him he's going to decline the penalty. Okay, so hold is declined. It'll be 3rd and 10. Should be 3rd and 8.
3rd down from the 11.
Because he got 2 yards on the first down run, if you remember. But they've got the marker showing him 3rd and 9. Carter now rolls to his left, got a man in he was throwing it into the end zone for the touchdown. Ends up being incomplete, trying to get it to Phillips. Phillips, who was 2 yards into the end zone, had the ball at his knees and could not come up with it. So it's 4th down. It's either go for it or kick a field goal, but you're down by 2 touchdowns. How many more chances do you get? 28-13, the score, as you see on your screen. I'm sorry. It should be 27-13. They got 28 on the scoreboard. 4th and 10, 4th and 9 coming up. Big play here. Carter calls for the ball. He's back to pass, rolling around to his left. He's got tape, and he throws an interception at the 10-yard line. That will be the 2nd interception. So Leesville will take over at their 9. I guess in some fashion it almost is it's an interception, but if it had been an incomplete, they would have had the ball at the 11. Instead, they get 1st and 10 at the 9. It still counts as an interception. I know Carter Smith would like to have that one back. He was looking for Phillips again, one of his favorite receivers tonight, but Phillips, even had he caught it, would have been far short of the first down. Rebels back on defense. 11:08 to go in the 4th quarter. Handoff to Ford. A slicing and dicing tackle by Thurs. LaMarcus Thurs drives over and brings him down after a 5-yard pickup. So Ford, who's I see in the comments here is Uncle Michael Ford. I think his dad played football here as well. It'll be 2nd and 5. I don't know if Leesville is going to try to start running some clock here. They play a hurry-up offense like we do. Scoreboard says 28-13. I've got 27-13, and we have a timeout on the field by Leesville. So they'll take their first timeout. I'm going to double-check that while I give you this commercial break right now.
Are you considering cataract surgery and want to make the right choice for something as precious as your vision? At Wallace Eye Associates, we suggest you simply ask your local eye doctor. After all, more eye doctors across Cenla continue to recommend Wallace Eye Associates, and they have been for decades. When it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
This season, merchants and farmers.
Well, I'm glad to know that my math is working okay. It is 27-13. The scoreboard says 28-13, but 27-13 is the accurate score. Leesville, after that timeout, will have 2nd and 5 coming up. I'm thinking I might be able to give you some stats for the end of the third quarter, but just not positive to get those to you. All right, so 2nd and 5 coming up for you for Leesville in the fourth quarter. We have motion on the line. And that's going to set Leesville back. Two-point attempt there. All right, so 2nd and 10. And we have another flag. Another flag on the far side. False start by Leesville. That's going to be another. This one won't be 5 yards because they're at the 9. It'll be half the distance to the goal. So instead of 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 10, it'll be 2nd and 14 and a half as they go back half the distance. Down around the 5. Boy, this is where a fumble recovery or into the end zone would totally change the dynamic of this game if the Rebels were able to. Hopefully you got the sound back. Thank you for letting me know we lost the sound, but hopefully you've got the sound back. Thinking about calling for the ball. Quarterback making an adjustment. Rebels also make a similar adjustment. Now, and we have a timeout. Leesville, who did not like at all what they were seeing, that ends up being their second charge timeout. Let's take another one. Be right back. 27-13. Rebels trail, but got Leesville on their heels.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Welcome back to Leesville. 9:55 to go as the scoreboard is doing all sorts of mental gymnastics over here. I'm telling you, lights are flickering all over the place. Looks like a Las Vegas light show. I think there's a short somewhere. 9:55 to go. It is 2nd and 14. After 2 back-to-back penalties, it was 2nd and 5. And there's another stoppage because of the scoreboard problems, I think. So they're going to send everybody back to the sideline again until they get that squared away. So let me give you one more nice word from another sponsor.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
$9:55 to go in the fourth quarter. Rebels have been trying to get a defensive stop. They get the ball around the right-hand side. And it's going to be a big run for Ford out to the 19. What a big run, a 13-yard run for Ford. Gets them near the first down, just a yard shy. Makes it 3rd and 1. And the Rebels, no, they're saying first down. Well, they're giving them the first down. Okay, so he did get the first down run. Wow, 14-yard pickup for Ford. Just what the Rebels did not need. Handoff again to Ford. He's going to get hit by Brady Baden, I believe it is. Brady Baden stood him up and put him down for a 2-yard loss. How about that, Brady Baden? I'm thinking about you had one job, lineman of the game from, I believe that's Express Pros. Wow. What a great performance there. 2nd and 12 coming up. Man in motion goes in front of Ford, and Ford gets hit by a host of Rebels who will combine to bring him down at the 22-yard line. So give him a 5-yard pickup, but it'll be 3rd and 7. Make it 3rd and 6. It takes a host of Rebels to bring down a Ford. He gets up to the 23-yard line, got to get to the 29. So it'll be 3rd and 6. Rebels doing some adjustment. Ty Sanders comes near side. They move Micah Baden over to the right side. Now Ty and Micah begin to swap again. I think Ty is keen. He gets into the backfield. Back to pass, though. He's got a man open near side. It's going to be caught at the 50 and not brought down yet. Still on his feet to the 20 at the 15 to the 10. Stays on his feet and knocked out of bounds at the 7. Somehow TJ Edwards could not bring him down, and the reception gets all the way down inside the 10. Huge first down and huge momentum shifter for Leesville. Oh, my goodness. What a huge play. 1st and goal inside the 10. Handoff, keeper for Bloom, who's going to be brought down short of the touchdown on a combo tackle by Dearborn Rebels. I believe that may have been Baden as well, but Rebels winded after that long run. It's going to be 2nd and goal at the 5. 7:20 and counting as this 14-point lead by the Wampus Cats. They seek to extend it. I'll find the right word. All right, so clock down at the 7-minute mark. Handoff straight ahead, now bouncing out to the left-hand side and brought down short of the end zone by Thurs on a slicing tackle. Brings him down at the 1, 3rd and goal from the 1. So Ford unable to get into the end zone. They say he's down at the 2, 3rd and goal from the 2. What a huge momentum shift this would be for the Rebels if you can get this defensive stop right here. Clock still rolling now at 6:30. This drive started when there was 11 minutes on the clock. It's taken up 5 minutes and the entire fourth quarter. Just about. And it's a pass into the end zone for a touchdown. A 2-yard TD pass is going to give the Cats an even larger lead. (33-13), a 20-point lead. with the PAT coming up momentarily. It's good. We'll be right back after this timeout. 34-13. Your fourth quarter score. And the Rebels to receive when we come back.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
There we go. Now we're back. I think we're back. Woo! All right. 37-13. No, 34-13. 21-point lead as the light show continues on the scoreboard. Referees pausing to make sure that the communication with the clock operator is functional. 6:17 to go. If you recall, in the third quarter, the Rebels had that interception at the 9-yard line, and then it was all Leesville from 11:08 up until 6:17. So 5 minutes, kick out of bounds is going to give the Rebels a decent field position. They were trying to get it away from Ty Sanders, I do believe. So the Rebels trail 34-13. That's 3 scores, 21 points with 6 minutes and 17 seconds to go. Last week, the Rebels scored 39 points, winning in a second-to-last play field goal kick. This week, as that clock continues to give us the light show, only 6 minutes to go. You're not out of hope, but you're scratching a little bit your head. I feel like this has been a tremendous showing, but I don't want moral victories. I want a victory. Let's go, Rebels. As Randy James will say, who's got that Rebel spirit? Let's see if we can get that Rebel cannon to fire here. After the conversation between the referees and Coach Bell explaining why the pause in play, having to do with the scoreboard, which is in such spectacular showbiz fashion, flashing and blinking. Snap. Handoff to Tate on the right-hand side. He gets across the 40 to the 42 and a nice 7-yard scamper. Aiden Tate surpassed 100 yards. Give it to Tate. No, he's going to be passing out to Kelmarian Phillips, who's hit as soon as he catches the ball for a short loss. So they're going to give him a 1-yard loss, I believe. And a stoppage. I believe the Rebels call a timeout. So that's an opportunity to reset with 3rd and 4 coming up. We'll take a timeout too. It's a hydration timeout, not a Rebel timeout. So scratch that. We're at the 6-minute mark, 5:51. We'll be right back with more Rebels football right after this. Much love to all the sponsors who bring you these games each week, helping us buy equipment, pay for streaming costs, and every now and then provide a meal. Appreciate that very much. 5:51 to go in the fourth quarter. Handoff to Tate. He's going to get across the line of scrimmage, pick up about 2. It'll be 4th and 2 Rebels have had to go for it several times on fourth down. Been successful over 50% of the time. Have to go for it here. The game is over if not. 4th and 2. Trailing by 21. The Rebels have to convert and have to score. It's going to be a handoff to Tate. He's going to be on the left-hand side. He gets to cross. He should have the first down to the 46. Forward momentum. They mark him a first down. Rebels, first down. Move the chains at the 45. Continuing to move, trying to wear out this Wampus Cat defense. Looking far side for the play. You've got on the line near side, Jackson. Now it's going to be Tate on the right-hand side. He busts 3 into the backfield. It's going to be a big game, maybe 8 yards, as he bowled over some linemen. 2nd and 2 coming up quickly to the line. Rebels go same thing on the right-hand side. Tate now trying to bounce it outside. Is going to get caught for a loss. It'll be a 2-yard loss. It'll be 3rd and 4 coming up. McNeely got into the backfield and busted up that play. Went to the right side again. This time 3rd and 4 coming up. Clock rolling at 4:30 in the 4th quarter. Carter Smith has the ball, looking downfield to pass. Got a man open to Phillips. It's going to be a tipped ball. 4 Cats could not come up with it. It'll be 4th down again. 4th and 4. Garrett Jackson at the bottom. Grimes at the top. Justin Rachel in the slot. Aiden Tate in the backfield with Carter. Low snap. There is a weird play. It's like the snap was low and everybody just kind of froze, but it'll be a turnover on downs. Wampus Cats will take over at the Rebel 45-yard line. Carter Smith, slow to get up, but does get back up. So with 4:14 to go.
Wampus Cats begin 1st and 10 at the Rebel 45.
At the Pineville 45, the Wampus Cats will begin. I didn't get the starting field position on that last one for the Rebels. Well, it was a kick out of bounds. So moving the ball. Now Ford with it. He's going to get knocked out of bounds after a first down, and he takes out the mascot, who gets taken down from behind and helped up and gets the huge hand from the fans. Ford knocked out of bounds after a first down. Looks like the Wampus Cats want to put an exclamation point on this win. They lead 34-13. Next week, Rebels will be back home for homecoming. Here's a handoff, direct snap to Ford, who goes up the middle, and he hits Thurs head on. Thurs stands him up, but Ford does power forward for a 4-yard gain. Clock continues to roll at around 3:50. Jacob Miranda, along with LaMarcus Thurs, makes the stop. 3:42 on the clock and counting. Don't forget, Wednesday night at Quibinos at 5:30, we will be having the Coach Bryant Bell show. It's a pass over the middle. It's going to be a touchdown for the Wampus Cats. From the 28-yard line. Well, a difficult turn of events right there, as the Rebels have given up 2 back-to-back touchdowns. And the PAT is up and good, 41-13. The unhappy 4th quarter score. We'll be right back after this.
45 yards and a 31.
I just haven't met you yet. I might have to wait, I'll never give up. I guess it's half timing and the other half's luck. Wherever you are, whenever it's right, you'll come out of nowhere and into my life. And I know that we can be so amazing. And baby,
Welcome back. It's last two plays, or the last two drives, have been all Leesville. Actually, the last three scores. Rebels trailed 20-13, but 21 unanswered points for the Wampus Cats. And there's a whistle, offsides, I believe, against the Wampus Cats. Let's kick it again. 3:24 to go in the contest. The Rebels have clawed their way into contention, trailing at one point by one score, but it's been three unanswered touchdowns here in the second half by the Wampus Cats, and they haven't all been by Mr. Ford. Offsides against Leesville is the call. Mark the ball back to the 35-yard line. We'll kick it again. Could have a little bit better field position for Pineville if they start this drive. 2.5 hours into this contest, we still have 3:20 to go. Coach Bell said it was going to be a long one. A lot of offense, and it's sure been that tonight. Here comes the kickoff. It's fairly short. Almost out of bounds, but they're keeping it inbounds with a flag near side. Ty Sanders kicks it up around the 25, gets up to the 37. I thought I saw a flag near side. That may have been those yellow shoes again. Those throw me off. So the ball is at the 36 to start this possession for the Rebels. They started the last one at their own 35. And they are marking, okay, personal foul against the Rebels. Helmet to helmet is the call, so the Rebels will mark it back. Instead of starting at the 36, they're going to mark it all the way down to the 16 to the 15. Wow. So I guess because of the spot of the foul where it happened, mark it back from there. Rebels start 1st and 10 from their 15 with 3:18 to go here in the fourth quarter. And I'm not sure what's happened. The last two times the Rebels have had the ball, there's been a snap and nobody moved. Literally nobody moved. The whistles blew on this time. They didn't blow last time. Maybe they weren't set. Just got an update. Ash wins over Opelousas 43-40. Oh, my goodness. How about that power of the Ash Trojans? Handoff straight ahead. Hakeem Mix into the backfield. He is charging forward close to the first down. Maybe a yard short. Hakeem Mix with a great run there. Congratulations, Ash, on your victory over Opelousas on the road. 3 minutes to go. Snap, going to give it to Mix again. Mix in the middle of the pile. He's got the first down this time. Popping right back up. Rebels still, even though trailing by 3 scores, playing their brand of football. Aiden Tate on the sideline surpasses the century mark with rushes in tonight's contest. 2 receivers near side, 1 far side for the Rebels. Mix in the backfield with Carter. Carter's going to keep the ball and drive forward for a short gain. He had to pick the ball up off the ground. I think Mix thought he was going to toss it to him, but Carter kept it after picking it up. It's going to be 2nd and 8 on the 2-yard gain from Carter. 2:25 to go at the snap. Now with the ball, Carter keeps it. And check that. That was Aiden Tate on the Wildcat. I didn't see the swap there, but Aiden Tate running the Wildcat offense for the Rebels. Tate in that quarterback position with Mix on his right hip. Got Garrett Jackson at the top, Justin Rachel in the slot on the bottom, and Kelmarian Phillips near side. Now it tosses it over. Mix loses the handle, picks it back up, and dives out of bounds. Ball goes out of bounds. Mix never got his handle on that ball. Clock stops the clock at 1:50 to go. And the Rebels bring in their punting team. No sense on going forward on 4th and 6 from your 34-yard line, so they will punt the ball from the 33. Brennan Davis set to punt the ball. Get you your score back on the screen. Sorry about that. 41-13 the score. 1:50 to go in the contest. Rebels have played really a great game, but the fourth quarter it kind of fell apart. Brennan's short punt to the left. Hits at the 50-yard line, at the 48, I should say, and it'll be down at the 49. So Leesville will take over with 1:46 to go. The ball just short of their midfield. It'll be at the 49-yard line. It's those 3 back-to-back touchdowns Rebels scored to start the second half, but punt, interception, turnover on downs, and punt have been the order of the day in the second half. 1:46 to go. Pineville does have all our timeouts, but I don't think you would work on trying to use them up here. Bloom calls for the ball, and he's going to kneel. Nice gesture here with 1:40 to go. Pineville does not call a timeout. Bloom was back 5 yards deep in the shotgun formation and knelt right there. So it'll be 2nd and 15, and they're going to run the clock down to a minute. Leesville should be able to run the clock. Literally, it'll be right at 60 seconds when this play is snapped. Everybody kind of resting, taking a break. 10 seconds on the play clock. Now they set. Calling for the ball. Bloom does, and he stands, and everybody's just going to stand and watch him. Another 5 yards. That was kind of nice. The quarterback just stood there, and the Rebels didn't rush. It's like, can we just let this clock run? So 50 seconds on the game clock, 35 seconds on the play clock. We'll have one more snap, and that will be the ball game. So I can go ahead and get my text going to the rest of the crew on their the rest of the 446 crowd that's all over the place. And there was the final snap. Your final, 41-13. 41-13. Rebels scored in the first quarter and the third quarter, but unable to get into the end zone in the second and the fourth. The Wampus Cats scored on their opening possession, actually their first 2 possessions, then a punt, then the fourth possession. Nobody scored in the second quarter, but then the Wampus Cats scored once in the third quarter and twice in the fourth quarter, and Rebels unable to answer those last 3 scores by the Wampus Cats. I'll take a quick timeout and come back and give you a couple of updates, talk to you about what's coming up next week, and then get ready to head on home to Alexandria. Thank you for supporting your Rebels right here on 446 Sports.
Are you considering cataract surgery and want to make the right choice for something as precious as your vision? At Wallace Eye Associates, we suggest you simply ask your local eye doctor. After all, more eye doctors across Cenla continue to recommend Wallace Eye Associates, and they have been for decades. When it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
About 30 minutes at First Baptist Church.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
I just haven't met you yet. I might have to wait, I'll never give up. I guess it's half timing and the other half's luck. Wherever you are, whenever it's right, you'll come out of nowhere and into my life. And I know that we can be so amazing. And baby,
Welcome back to Leesville, where the unhappy final for your Rebels, 41-13. The final score. Rebels showed themselves to be in command of so much of their game into the third quarter, even scoring on the opening possession of the third quarter and getting to within one score, 20-13. But then 21 unanswered points by the Wampus Cats just could not be overcome. One of the things I think you can take home as perhaps a mental victory or a moral victory, if such things are things that you celebrate, would be the fact that you held the Wampus Cats to their fewest points of the season. Previously, their fewest points had been 49, and so you held them to 41. Also, Ford, I'm not sure if he got his 265 average, so we'll double-check those at the end. But we'll be talking more about that on Wednesday night. I want to invite everybody to come out Wednesday night to Quibido's at 5:30. It's just a little bit early, but hey, join us at any time there. If you wear your Rebels gear, you get a special Rebels menu with $12 specials. And you can't even hardly eat at Whataburger for $12. So come on out Wednesday at 5:30. Join us at Quibido's for the Bryant Bell Show. Coach Bell and I will be talking about this game and then looking forward to the homecoming, which is coming up next week with all the activities that are around at Pineville. Pineville will enter homecoming week 2-2, looking to go 3-2 as they host Red River next Friday night at Pineville. Leesville does extend their winning to 3-1 on the season. Congratulations to them as they continue on their hard district play coming up in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, Pineville will begin their difficult district play with teams such as Neville, the first game of the district play, and then of course, we'll be facing off against Ash and Ruston and Ouachita, and then the final home game of the season, senior night, back in Pineville. So, hey, a lot of good football ahead, but make sure you join us Wednesday night at Quibido's. Wear your Rebel gear and get that special Rebel discount as you come out and support your Rebels. For 446 Sports, this is Nathan Barton. It's been my joy to bring you tonight's contest, an unhappy final, 41-13. But a building block indeed for the Rebels. We'll see you back Wednesday from Quibido's on 446 Sports. Good night, everybody.